The Kancamagus Highway is a scenic drive through the White Mountain National Forest, renowned for its spectacular hiking, waterfalls, and especially fall foliage. This video, and others to follow, will share my journey in search of wild brook trout in the mountain streams on the Kancamagus Highway.
Okay, so now we're going to try fishing Sabbaday Falls, and my understanding is the brook trout are really a lot more plentiful above the falls, but it's also a really good tourist spot, so we'll take some video of that as well.
I would like to share with you, before we get into the fly fishing portion of this video, the real reason why people hike up this trail. It's only about a third of a mile. That is, everyone other than me, to check out Sabbaday Falls. There was no one here since it was now around 7:30 when I started to hike back down to my car. It was kind of nice having the whole place to myself. But there's also a really beautiful pool at the bottom of these falls, which I will share at the end of the video.
So I don't know how well you can see this, but I'm above the Sabbaday Falls, and that's a really neat area. It's like a gorge, and they've got like a really nice boardwalk kind of railings and stairs and steps in and around the gorge, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I was looking at some of the pools in that gorge and thinking like, wow, I'd like to go fish in there, but I don't think you can. It's more of a public. But now that I'm above the falls, I'm also seeing beautiful big pools. Like, look at the size of that one down there. Now you probably can't appreciate it with this GoPro camera, but I'll probably fish it on the way back. But I want to check up for a little further to see how things look up there, and it's looking pretty promising up here. The stream seems to have like almost gotten bigger, which is kind of strange, but and deeper. Boy, this could be a, and I'm told there's a lot of, well, small brook trout, but a lot of brook trout on this stream. So this could be a really good day thing, even if I don't catch anything tonight or in the next couple hours. I think it's like must be around 6 o'clock. So let's head up further. Okay, so I was continuing to follow the trail up past the falls, and it seems as if there's like 3 streams now coming in. I thought they were going to rejoin again, but they weren't, and the one that I was to my right over here was just getting smaller and smaller. But as I was coming back down the trail, I noticed it looked like some nice pools. You know, this is the middle stream of the 3, and maybe the main stem. So I'm going to just try fishing a couple of spots here, right down there, and then I'm going to get back, cross over that other stream, and then head back down where I saw much larger pools, which of course is after the 3 streams merge. And then I thought this was kind of interesting. Someone left a little stone marker thing here. It is cool up here though, that's the nice thing about it, and there seems to be a lot less bugs too, which is nice too. It's good to be casting again after, hiking up. I didn't have to hike that far, probably half a mile.
I'm fishing a 7-foot bamboo rod that weighs 3.5 ounces and was sold by Abercrombie & Finch as part of their Premier line back in the 1930s. And after 90 years, is still ideal for fishing wild brook trout on mountain streams. The fly I like to use when starting out on these streams is called a soft hackle, which I use as an attractor fly, as you can fish it in a number of ways to determine if there are trout and what they might be feeding on, where they might be feeding, etc.
Well, that was definitely the spot. It's always worth trying these little places. Sometimes that's where trout can hide. All right, let's walk down to the bigger pool. Okay, time for a little bow and arrow cast right into there. No! Cut off! I had one. Well, we know there's trout. Another little bow and arrow cast. Ooh, I think I had another one. Well, that's one thing I guess we can just finally confirm now, that all of these streams that I have fished today do have trout. Let's head on downstream and see. I got some black flies now biting me. Joining in with the mosquitoes. I don't like putting the bug spray on my hands because the DEET will eat through the fishing line or weaken it. And but those bugs, they always seem to find my hands. Okay, so all three of the streams have now converged. This is the main stem. Need to get a little tighter on this line. Get closer. Water's nice and cold. Ooh, that fish just went swimming right by and was almost trying to take my fly. Didn't expect that. Actually saw him, he didn't bite it. Let's see if I drift down through here now. Because we know he's down here. This is a good size. Look, about 7 inches maybe. 8. Oh, I got one. The little guy. Wet my hands here. Whoops, don't slip. Would have been nice if he had gotten off. Oh, don't do that. Jeez, I don't want to hurt him. Okay, a little brook trout. No, that's not a trout. That's a rock or something. Oh well. Time to move on anyway. Yeah, let's see if I can free that up. Oh, another one. Oh, I think I foul hooked him, but he got off, so that's good. They're just about everywhere. So, but they're pretty small. So I'm thinking maybe now that we've proven a point that they're here, maybe it's time to head down to some of those larger pools and see if we can catch some bigger fish. I'm pretty sure you can't see this, but right in between, that's a larger pool, right? But right in between those two rocks, there's a brook trout, and it's almost just like a shadow, and occasionally it's actually eating something on the surface. So if I were to go down here and cast over that stream, I'll bet I could catch him. And it looks bigger than the others. I'm not going to say it's huge, but it looks bigger than the others. So let's wander on down. I guess the first time I've actually seen one, but it's because it's on the surface eating insects that are caught in that little... Okay, great. So I've got a fresh new battery. As I was explaining where I was seeing that fish and how to position myself, my battery died. And that's the best way to have a battery die, because usually they die just when you hook up, right? But I think there's other fish that are just grabbing things off the surface down there. So what I'm going to try to do, and I'll put this back on, as I can see fish taking stuff right on the surface, right in that area. This is going to be fun. Okay, so we're going to definitely catch fish here. But I was thinking maybe I should try further over there first, in case catching one of these guys scares the rest in the pool, right? So, all right, so that's the strategy. Okay, so it's right behind that rock and right on the edge. And so what I'm going to first do is I'm going to first cast over here. And it looks like I got plenty of casting room here too, which is nice. You know, the only problem is it's hard to see. And I know where they are. Okay, so I'm not getting any action really over there, unless I put a little weight on it maybe, because it's pretty deep, so probably no one's like sitting on the surface like those guys are. So I think there's a couple of them. So first I'm going to try to target the one on the closest rock here. Oh, geez, I think I saw him just take another fly. Yeah, there's definitely there's something coming down. What are these things? Are they just air bubbles maybe? Okay. There you go. Oh, he got off. Yeah, see, I use those barbless hooks. Okay, so there's definitely a fish that's right. See if I can get a better angle. He was right down in there, and he was definitely feeding on stuff near the surface. So he might have caught me out of the corner of his eyes. But what I can do is I'm going to put on a little weight, and let's see, because to be honest, most of them usually are feeding on the bottom, and the current's really strong here and it's really deep, so I need to have something on it to get it down quickly. All right, let's try it a little deeper.
Having attached the split shot to several inches above my fly, it allows me to quickly sink the fly in the water. And as I drift the fly along the bottom, I slowly lift it to imitate the fly emerging from the water. Not only does this movement attract the trout, but since I'm lifting the fly, you can really feel the trout biting it, literally setting the hook for you. That's the technique.
No takers. Oh, I can see bugs. I see an insect on the surface right there. It's kind of white colored. And the fish came up and took a bite at it, but didn't eat it. Seems that things are getting caught in the film. I'm kind of regretting having put the split shot on now. I'm thinking like, maybe I need to get it off, right? Yeah, definitely. I'm just seeing them. Ooh, he took a bite at it. Missed. Yeah, I could see him. Oh, I think I could see him. Okay, final strategy. Now, hopefully you can see this. It's called a spent. And you can sort of see how the wings are sort of spread out. And so it's going to just float on the surface. It's got a couple little, almost invisible tail feathers. Very, very small little hook. And a slightly little greenish body. Sometimes you'll see them in a reddish body. But I managed to get the little split shot off. And so let's try this and we'll... Oh, I see him again. He's up there. So... It is fun. Okay, I want to be able to see. Ooh! He bit it. I saw him take it. I set the hook. And it didn't set. Oh, he's still there though. Got him! How about that? Oh, he's bigger than all those other ones. Come on, guy. Beautiful colors. Here we go. Thank you. Victory is ours. Well, it's a good lesson in being patient and observant, you know. What was that little trout eating? Mixing up, changing flies. And this guy worked. Spence always seemed to work. Part of the reason why Spence work is that the trout knows that the insect has recently died and it's not going to fly away. So there's energy and of course the threat of predators for them when they go up to the surface to try to, you know, to grab a bug and then have it like just take off and fly away, right? Or a predator swoops down and grabs them. So that's a lot of energy that they take to get up there, expend it. They're putting themselves at risk. But when they see a spent, they know that the bug's not going to fly away. So it's energy that's worth it. And he seemed very patient. I think he'd been caught before. So he let me take the hook out and no issues. I am starting to see a little bit of a insect hatch or maybe laying eggs in this pool. Anyway, I gotta check the time, see if I have time for one more stream. But I'm glad I turned around after that Douglas Brook and decided, you know, why not just give this place a try? Because this is, I have to highly recommend it. Just go up beyond the falls and you'll be pretty much by yourself. And there's lots of little trout.
If you enjoyed exploring wild trout streams, please subscribe, click like, and click the notification bell, and join me as I explore the mountain streams along the scenic Kancamagus Highway.
So the sign says entering water is prohibited within 500 feet of the falls. So doesn't say no fishing. It's kind of a nice, beautiful green color, and the sun's not even really hitting it right now. But I mean, if I saw some big fish just take like a fly off the surface of that water, you got to tell me I wouldn't try. I won't enter the water, but that would be awfully tempting. You know that you got to believe that there's some down there, but beautiful area. It's gorgeous. Well, time to head back. Oh, and just for information's sake, so taking the path of least resistance, and I guess 100,000 years ago it was just a stream like the one we were fishing up above, and then 12,000 years ago it began to cut through this, well, the bedrock and the basalt layer, and then today, of course, it's a real gorge or dike, I think they call it. No, gorge. Well, it's starting to get dark.